Inner Traditions Audio presents The Twilight of Pluto, Astrology and the Rise and Fall of Planetary Influences, by John Michael Greer, read by Ross Douglas. Introduction. On August 26, 2006, members of the International Astronomical Union filed into a hall in Prague for the last session of the organization's triennial meeting. Normally, there's nothing duller in the world of astronomy. After 2 weeks of papers, panels, informal discussions, and social events, the final afternoon session of the IAU meeting typically attracts only a handful of attendees, most of them elected officers of the organization, who take care of the necessary business, voting in new members, passing resolutions, rubber-stamping decisions already made by consensus within the field, and then head for the hotel bar or the next flight home. That day was different. There was still 900 new members to be voted in, and 4 uncontroversial resolutions to pass, covering such edge-of-the-seat issues as how to define the ecliptic, and whether or not the IAU would officially endorse the Washington Charter for Communicating Astronomy with the public. The last 2 resolutions on the agenda, though, addressed what had suddenly become one of the hottest topics in astronomy: what counted as a planet, and above all, whether Pluto made the cut. Behind the controversy lay one of the most dramatic bursts of astronomical discovery since the invention of the telescope. Starting in 2002, using revolutionary new data processing technologies, astronomers had located a series of planet-like objects orbiting the Sun in the distant frozen outer reaches of the solar system, far beyond the orbit of Pluto: Eris, Quoar, Sedna, Haumea, and Makemake. One of them, Eris, was more massive than Pluto, and all of the new planetoids had a lot in common with Pluto, much more, arguably, than Pluto had in common with the other 8 planets of the solar system. That last was the detail that mattered to the astronomers gathered in Prague. As a planet, Pluto had always been the odd duck. The other planets have orbits around the Sun that are nearly circular, and nearly in the same plane, while Pluto's is much more elliptical and canted at an angle of almost 20 degrees from the others. The other planets have gravitational fields that dominate the nearby regions of space, clearing away smaller bodies or locking them into orbital relationships dominated by their gravity, while Pluto's weak gravitational field has no such effect. At only 1/400th the mass of Earth, Pluto is much smaller than any of the other planets. In fact, it's smaller than some moons, including ours.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?